Alright, what's up guys? It's Caleb with Zybooks' D335 Introduction to Programming in Python. Practice test 2, practice lab 14, so 30.14. We're doing the task says to write a program that accepts two integers. I'll bring it over here. Write a program that accepts two integer inputs from the user. Step 1, a number for which the factorial will be calculated, and a number to compare the factorial result against. Use the built-in math module. So Python has a built-in math. You just have to import it. It just looks like import math. And its factorial function to compute the factorial of the first input number. Then compare the computed factorial to the second input number and display the following. The factorial value of the first input and the Boolean value indicated whether the factorial is greater than the second input. The solution should be formatted. The factorial value number is, and then the factorial number, and then just true or false. Because the Boolean is true or false. The factorial value is 6 is 720, true. Alternatively, if the input is 4 and 50, the factorial value is 4 is 24, false. The factorial is greater, so it's not greater. Alright, so we'll get started on this. I have the pre-type stuff here. Now, yours might be different than mine. Sometimes I copy and paste from ChatGPT. And so the accepts integers, it is ChatGPT telling me what it's doing, because I usually have it like do that. But if my code was wrong for some reason, I'll just copy and paste it, and like I can't figure out why it's wrong because everything looks the same. I'll literally just copy and paste it over into the window just so it, is right. But try your best to type it up yourself. I highly recommend doing that, so that way you can figure out what's wrong in your code. So obviously we're going to start with int input because they wanted us to put numbers for factorial, so we need numbers in there, not strings, not dictionaries or anything like that. It's just going to be numbers. So then we have the factorial method. So factorial So where step 1 is factorial value equals math dot factorial. So we're calling Python to pull this factorial from the math. And then we wanted to factorial that math number. And then we do is greater function, or is greater. I can't remember, what is it? I'm blanking off the top of my head of what. It's a variable. Value is greater than comparison sum, so that's the Boolean. So now we'll output the factorial, which is print the function. Oh wow, it has already pre-typed. So the factorial of factorial number is factorial value and then we'll output the Boolean. You do not need, so you don't need the function, but the is greater. This is a Boolean, so it'll tell you if the factorial number is greater than the comparison number, which is here. and it'll just print that true or false. So we can actually run that. We should be able to run that. So let's go with what they give us. Let's do 450, and that should be the factorial of 4 is 24, false. So then let's do it again for the 6 and the 500. 6, 500. Factorial of 6 is 720, and true. So that is factorial of 6, factorial value of 6. Oh, they wanted to say value, so that's one thing we are missing. The factorial value of 6 is 24. Okay, so let's try that again. 6, that is an accident. 6, 500. Yeah, the factorial value of 6. So make sure you are obviously double checking your stuff, but the factorial value. I've heard that so you can run this and it'll say if you got it right, but I don't know if that's true on the test. That's what they said on the test. It's very similar to the practice test in terms of like you can run it and see if it's correct. But when I did the sequel Zybook, it did not tell me if I got it right. I just had to code it and then run it. And if it gave me an error, obviously it was wrong. If it didn't give me an error, then I guessed it was right. And I kind of just left it at that. But yeah, that's how it goes.